Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Monday night. Hope all of you having a great start to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, we are here yet again to talk about March Madness. But in this video, I'm here to talk about the scariest teams in this tournament that nobody's talking about. And I feel like they deserve some more recognition. I don't say this a lot or really at all now that I think about it. But if you like the content on the channel, more specifically college basketball content, consider subscribing. It helps us out. I just never say that in any of my videos because I'm probably like you guys. If I like the content, I'm going to subscribe. It's as simple as that. But yeah, like I was saying, we are a sports channel that loves, and I mean absolutely loves, college football and college basketball. So if that's your cup of tea, consider joining our community. We'd love to have you here. And before we get going, I got to address this. What is this comment, man? Thank you, Matt B. March B. Balding. Really, bro? Really? That's all I'm going to say. Matt's bald bracket in all caps with 6 exclamation points. That's actually the most disrespectful part about this comment. 6 exclamation points? What are we doing? I don't understand how I make a normal video of me filling out a bracket and people are calling me Matt B. Bald, but I guess that's a different conversation and different video for a different day. What we're here to talk about and discuss are some of the scariest teams, in my opinion, in this tournament you should be paying attention to. So yeah, let's get into it. And as you can see, I have the Texas A&M and Yale stats pulled up. I don't know why I had those pulled up. And actually, you know what? While we're talking about it, let me give you my 2 cents. I know this is a very popular pick. Yale upsetting A&M. They upset Auburn last year. But I did pick A&M to win this game because of the rebounding. And yeah, I feel good about that one. Let me know in the comment section. Are you picking Yale or Texas A&M? Getting that out the way, when I talk about scary teams, do not be one of these people in the comment section saying, Matt, what about Auburn here on the left? What about the Dukies? What about Florida? What about Houston? No. Listen up, buddy. We know those are scary teams. They're 1 seeds. Don't sit up here and say teams like Tennessee either. I'm talking about teams that, like I'm going to title this video, no one is talking about. Let me emphasize and clarify on that. In my humble opinion, and we're going to start with this team first, one of those teams I could throw in that category is right here. Good old Michigan. No, this is not college football, my friend. This is college basketball, the Michigan Wolverines. I'll pull up some of these stats and numbers. Maybe y'all like to look at them while your boy Matt rambles. Did you know, for the casual fans out there, Michigan has not one, actually that's both of them right here, 2 7-footers. Danny Wolf plays like a point guard, but he's 7 foot tall. He can shoot, dribble, do everything. I talked about him a little bit in the bracket video. Throughout most of the games you watch, Michigan, and it's really weird to see, I don't know if I've ever seen this in my time covering college basketball, they're going to run pick and rolls with their 2 7-footers. You just don't see that all the time. You may never see it again. I would not want to play this Michigan team. They also just won the Big Ten tournament, which is not an easy task to do. And I think Trey Donaldson, one of their guards, he's going to step up for him in this postseason, and that's what you're going to need. When you look at the recent history of teams that have had success in this tournament, it's the teams that got hot at the right time. It's not always the best team. And yeah, Michigan's only a 5 seed, but guess what? Like I stated, they're coming off of that tournament win, and I think they're clicking at the right time. Scrolling on down here, we'll go to the West bracket. Another team I think people need to watch out for. This may shock you. Right here, number 6, Mizzou. This is a very popular upset. I did not pick this one. I think Missouri is going to win, and I think people are underrating Missouri. They have a player that goes by the name of Caleb Grill. If you watch college basketball, you know who this guy is. The guy can ball out. However, I don't think your casual fans, like maybe your girlfriend or your buddy that watches 3 games a year, knows who he is quite just yet. He could be the Jack Golke or the Doug Edert from St. Peter's. You know, Golke played for Oakland last year, of 2025, but for Missouri. And I know Missouri's an SEC team and they're not really underrated, but it's a team nobody's talking about. They can make a serious run, and what do you know? Speaking of it, they got Caleb Grill right here. The interesting thing about Grill is he isn't even a starter. He is the 6th man for Missouri. The one thing that concerns me for Missouri, as you'll see with some of these scores right here, not a great defensive team. Auburn beat them by about 15 points. Illinois beat them. Tennessee beat them by 4. And all these games, you'll notice, they're giving up a lot of points. Alabama, they put up 110 on Bama. That's great. But they gave up 98, almost 100. You don't like to see that. Missouri is one of those teams that I could easily see losing in the first round. Like, Drake beating them would not shock me. However, I could also easily see them making it to not even just the Sweet 16, folks, but the Elite Eight. Maybe, it's just maybe, the Final Four. I love their head coach, Dennis Gates. He's got this team and program heading in the right direction. And while I'm looking at this, that's interesting. I did not know Drake beat Vanderbilt. That is a solid win, and they didn't just beat them by a couple. They beat them by double digits. Oh, very nice. Keep your eyes on the Missouri Tigers. Moving on down here to the Midwest region, there's two teams, and ironically enough, they're playing one another that I think nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, wants a part of. And that is McNeese State, so I'm just calling McNeese, and Clemson. Whew. I hate, for college basketball fans, these teams are playing one another because I think they're great. Unless I'm highly mistaken, I believe Clemson and McNeese both finished the season going 27-6. Maybe we can pull it up here. Yeah, we can. And well, you know your boy Matt was right. 27-6, 27-6. McNeese, here's your fun fact of the day. I'm sure many of you know this. Their head coach should not be coaching at a mid-major. He should be coaching in the Power 4. Will Wade, the only reason he's not coaching at some big-time program is because he got in some trouble, but that's a different conversation for a different day. They also have the manager who's gone viral. I can't think of his name. This is how much swag McNeese has heading to this tournament. Their manager has NIL deals. He has like 2 or 3. He may have more by the time this game's played. Shout out to him. I'm sure some of you see him on TikTok, but Clemson, they were one of my favorite teams in March Madness last year, and Clemson would have made a deeper run if it wasn't for Alabama and Mark Sears hitting 15 threes on them. Pretty much the same team as last year, and I think they have a great head coach as well. Chase Harner's one of the better guards in the nation. Ian Shefflin, if you've been keeping up with Clemson, you know who this guy is. It feels like he's been playing college basketball for at least 7 years. When's this guy going to graduate? On a serious note, I have really thoroughly enjoyed watching Shefflin play. The guy's a master at his craft. But you want to know why I really like this McNeese team? Is because unlike some other mid-majors out here, I think they have the athletes like a Clemson, like a UConn, like a, I'm not going to say Florida, but maybe a Houston, Alabama, Tennessee, teams like that. Speaking of Alabama, what do you know? I remember this game. Alabama only beat them at 8, and this was in Tuscaloosa. By the way, Mississippi State, another team that's in the field, they only lost to them at Mississippi State by 3 points. This goes to prove losing to Mississippi State and Bama by less than double digits, they can hang with the big dogs. By the way, McNeese is hot. They've lost 1 game, only 1 game, since December 14th. That's absurd. That's almost 3 months ago. The reason I like Clemson so much is for the obvious. They're a great, fundamentally sound team. They got nice bigs, but they beat Duke. I'm going to say it one more time. They beat Duke and Cooper Flag. That's got to account for something, not just something. That's got to account for a lot. If that wasn't enough for you, how about this? They destroyed North Carolina, as you can see here, by 20 points, a team that shouldn't be in the field, but they made it, and they also beat Kentucky, a very good team who's a 3 seed. If you didn't see my bracket, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I guess I am going to kind of spoil it here. I got Clemson making it to my Final Four. However, with that being said, if McNeese can sneak out a win against Clemson, I don't just think, no. I'm predicting them to beat the winner of this game, Purdue and High Point. Scrolling on down here, still in the Midwest region. This team needs more love. The Kentucky Wildcats. I know, we're saying, Matt, what are you talking about, buddy? They're injured. I'm going to get to that in just a second. And I know this is also one of the most popular picks and maybe the most trendy upset. Troy beating number 3 Kentucky. I get it. Me personally, if you want me to keep it a Fortnite V-Buck with you, this upset, it's way too played out. It's not going to happen. People are so captivated with Kentucky getting upset the past couple of years, they just automatically assume it's going to happen every year, and that's just not the case, and that's not reality. The reason Kentucky lost past couple of years is because they had that fraud, the sleazy car salesman as a head coach that we call John Calipari. Well, now he's gone, and I don't think Mark Pope is that great of a coach, but I think he's doing a good job there. The problem with Kentucky this entire season is they can't stay healthy. I don't know what it is. It's not even like they got 1 or 2 guys out. They got 3 to 4 key players injured. One of their star players, maybe their best scorer outside of Otega Owe, Jackson Robinson, he's out for the season. From everything I've heard, I'll scroll down here so I can look at some of the numbers. Lamont Butler should be coming back. He is the heart and soul of this Kentucky basketball team. If he's playing, I think not only their offense will improve, But their defense, that's a problem. Kentucky's defense has been horse crap the entire season. They need him to come back, and they have one of the most dominating centers I've seen in college basketball this year, Amari Williams. Teams can't even stop him. They got one of the best shooters in the nation in Brea. This team has the pieces. They just haven't been able to put it together because of all the injuries, and I can't harp on that enough. But even with these injuries, as long as you got Amari Williams, Otega Owe, and Lamont Bowler out there, I think that's enough to get to the Elite Eight or Final Four. Last but not least, before we end out this video, I saved the best for last. I did this on purpose because they're back-to-back reigning national champions. We got the UConn Huskies. Everyone's writing them off. Oh, they don't have the talent. They're not having that great of a season, yada, yada. But let me remind you, they're the reigning champs. Back-to-back chance at that. Dan Hurley is not as good or great as he thinks he is. He's not in the best coaching in all college basketball. That's Rick Pitino. However, you got to give respect where it's due. As long as UConn has Dan Hurley and they have some of the talent and pieces they have, you just can't rule them out. They got Diarra, they got Solo Ball, they got Carabin, and they got McNeese. Those are really good players. I know UConn's not all that. They haven't been that special this year, and they've been discombobulated at times, but they haven't lost in March Madness in 2 years. And a bunch of the guys that are on this year's team were on last year's team. If I'm a fan of any team out there, I would not want to see UConn. And I think this is a nightmare matchup for Florida in the second round. UConn's a disciplined team, and they're going to play good defense. My biggest area of concern for UConn is I don't know if they can score enough points. We'll see what happens. Many more things I could say when out this video here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But